Konnichiwa, Japanese Amono Misa desu. Hey guys! Today I'm going to talk about the rude and embarrassing mistakes that learners often make. So there will be lots of rude words, so if you're under 16, maybe this video isn't great. I'm not sure. If you don't like this kind of video, click off right now because it's going to be rude, alright? But it's also very important to learn these things so that you won't make the same mistakes. So let's start with something that's not so rude and we'll dive into very rude ones. So first, a lot of learners make this same mistake, but you have to be careful with the word kawaii, kawaii, which means cute. I think a lot of you guys already know this one, but a lot of learners tend to say kawaii to mean kawaii. But kawaii sounds like kawaii, which means scary. So when you want to give a compliment to someone and want to say you're so cute, if you say kawaii, then it sounds like you're scary or I'm scared of you. So you want to be careful. Kawaii, cute. Kawaii, scary. Kawaii, cute. Kawaii, cute. Not kawaii. Kawaii, scary. Alright, the next one is also quite common. Do you guys know how to say to sit? We say suwaru, 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 right? And when you want to say please sit down, we would conjugate the verb suwaru into its te form, and the te form of the verb suwaru is suwatte, suwatte. Suwatte is how we say sit down informally, right? So if you want to sound more formal and if you're talking to a stranger, you want to say suwatte kudasai, suwatte kudasai, to mean please sit down. You can also add the word dozo to make it even more polite and say dozo suwatte kudasai, dozo suwatte kudasai. And that's how you can say please sit down. So that's a really good phrase to use if there is like an old person on the train and you want to give you a seat. You can also just say dozo as well, but dozo suwatte kudasai is a good phrase to remember. But if you accidentally say sawatte instead of suwatte, it would mean touch me. So if someone says sawatte kudasai, it would mean please touch me, and it's creepy, so you don't want to do that. You could end up saying oh please touch me to an old person, and you can imagine what could happen afterwards. You know, the old woman would be like chicken. So be careful. Suwatte, sit down. Sawatte, please touch me. So the dictionary form of suwatte is suwaru, and the dictionary form of sawatte is sawaru. So they are very similar, but please be careful. Suwaru, sawaru. Alright, the next one is very rude. So suwaru means to sit down, right? And do you know how we say to stand? Tatsu, tatsu. When you want to say I'm standing, we would want to say tatteiru informally and tatteimasu formally, right? And most of the time people just assume that you are standing, right? But in certain contexts, tatteiru can also mean I have a boner. Your other half is standing. So we basically use the same verb. The kanji is technically different, but exactly the same pronunciation. So be careful. Yeah, you don't have to be worried about it most of the time, but depending on the context, it can mean something different. And I've seen this really embarrassing mistake. That person wanted to say, I always stand on the train in the morning. That's pretty common if you live in Tokyo. It's very hard to find a seat when you commute. So in the morning, we just say asa. You don't even have to say asa ni. You can just say asa. Or if you want to say every morning, you can say maiasa. And then if you want to say on the train, we say densha de, densha de. And then to stand, we say 立つ. And to stand on the train, we say 電車で立つ. 電車で立つ. By the way, this verb is a bit strange. You want to be careful with the particles. When you want to say I stand on something, like on a box, for example, you say 箱の上に立つ. Or if you're standing in front of something, you say something の前に立つ. But when you're standing inside something, you're not talking about where you're standing on, but you're just talking that you're standing in this space. You'd use the で particle. So that's why we said 電車で立つ. Anyway, 朝電車で立つ is how we say I stand on the train in the morning. Or you can say 毎朝電車で立つ. And if you want to say like I have to, you can say 毎朝電車で立たなきゃ informally 立たなきゃ or formally 立たなきゃいけません立たなきゃいけません If you want to go more formal, you can say 立たなければいけません as well. But I have a lesson on how to say have to, so please watch that. Anyway, that person wanted to say I stand on the train in the morning, right? But instead, he wrote this. So, you know the kanji, it seems correct, right? This is the kanji for the morning, that's the kanji for to stand. And yeah, he did put しています. He wrote 立ちしています. So you might think, maybe just wrong conjugation. This ています is present progressive. So, it would mean that the subject is doing something now. So しています it means doing something. Yeah, that person just wanted to say standing, right? But if you want to say I'm standing right now, you don't want to put this しています with the verb 立つ or 立ち. You want to actually just say 立っています。立っています。立っています. So in Japanese, when you want to say in the morning, we don't really have to put the particle. You can say 朝に, but normally we omit the particle and say 朝. But because 朝 is right next to the verb 立つ, or in this case 立ち, it looks like a different word. 朝立ち means morning wood. So that person basically said I have morning wood on the train. Which is, pretty bad. You want to calm down before you get on the train. If you write 電車で朝立ちします, yeah, that means I have morning wood on the train. So please don't say that. Like, I can see why that person wrote that. Because, yeah, like in Japanese, we usually put time, like more in the morning, then location. But you can also swap the order, so it's not that strict. You can say 電車で朝立つ to mean I stand on the train in the morning. So 朝立つ is fine. But if you say 朝立ちする, then that's a completely different thing. The reason why we say 朝立ち, I don't really want to say this word, but the reason why we say 朝立ちis because this is one noun. It's called a compound noun. It happens a lot in Japanese. When we grab two nouns and make one noun, the sound of the first consonant letter changes. So ta becomes da. So it happens for words like a watch, wristwatch. We say arm clock. So clock we say toke, toke, and arm we say ude, ude. And when we want to combine two words to make one noun, that means a wristwatch, we say ude dokei. So you change to into do. And this kind of thing happens a lot. And yeah, that's why we say asa dachi. But anyway, please don't make this mistake. And speaking of morning wood, when you are in Japan, there will be time where you end up speaking English even when you are fluent, because Japanese people like to hear English because it sounds cool. But anyway, in Japan, before drinking, we say kanpai, right? Kanpai. And in English you can say cheers. But there is another way to say cheers, right? You guys are like, oh, right now. Anyway, if you say chin chin, which is very common. I've heard people say chin chin when I was in England, and every time I just wanted to laugh so much because chin chin in Japanese means willy. Yup. Usually kids use that word. There are so many ways to say penis in English. In Japanese, thankfully we don't have that many words for that word. Like chin chin is pretty innocent. Yeah, it's just like willy. I mean, you know, you don't really want to say that word when you're talking to a stranger. So a lot of kids start off by saying chin chin. And then a lot of teenage boys, like when they are like 18, they might say chinko instead. Sounds more like the word dick. Yeah, I personally don't like the word chinko. I don't even want to say it. I kind of have to. I'm really hoping that my stepdad is not watching this video because he does watch my video. Anyway, chinko is how you say dick. So sometimes you witness a high school kid screaming chinko ite on the street. I've seen it. I guess he was in pain. Yeah, ite is more masculine way to say itai, like something hurts. So normally you say like atama itai to mean like I'll have a headache or my head hurts. But you can also say atama ite if you want to sound more rough. So yeah, when you are in Japan and you want to toast, maybe use cheers instead. Or you can say kanpai in Japanese. But the weird thing is, when we teach a dog to sit up, we say chin chin. We honestly say chin chin to command the dog to sit up. And you guys know what pachinko is, right? It's like a gamble. And yeah, pachinko already sounds funny, but because it's a different word, we kind of ignore the fact that there is a word chinko inside. But when an English speaker says that word, it sounds like pachinko. You put stress differently. Pachinko sounds worse than pachinko. Because pachinko, like, it kind of blends in. Whilst pachinko, you put so much stress on the word chinko that whenever someone says the word pachinko with an English accent, I'm like, ugh. Alright, so now we know how to say dick. The next one is also very, very, very rude. Are you ready? So if you have learned how to count in Japanese, you probably have seen our counters. Our counting system is very different. When you want to count like one small object, we say ikko, ikko. Like I've made a lesson on counters for Patreon, so please consider supporting me on Patreon. But anyway, ikko is how we say one small thing. So you can say like ringo ikko to mean one apple. It's also kind of strange because we put the counter after what we count. So in English you say like an apple or one apple, right? Or two apples. You say the number first, then the object. Whilst in Japanese we often say the object and then how many. So ringo ikko. And if you want to say 2 apples, you say ringo niko. And if you want to say 10 apples, you say ringo 10ko. And you guys know how we say 100, 100. But if you want to say 100 things, we say 100ko, 100ko. And then when you want to say 1,000, we say 1000, 1,000 small objects, we say 1000ko, 1000ko. So in English you can say like 1,000, right? But in Japanese we don't really say 1000ko. Like 1000, yeah, you can say 1000 to mean 1,000, but it's really not common. Like we have 1,000 yen bill and we call it 1000 yen or 1000 yen satsu if you're talking about the bill itself. But 1,000 yen we say 1000 yen, not 1000 yen. It's not very common to add the word ichi, but when you want to say 10,000, right, we say 1,000,000, 1,000,000. So we have 10,000 yen bill as well. So that is 1,000,000 yen, 1,000,000 yen. So for 10,000 you have to always put ichi. We don't say man yen, that sounds weird. So this is a very common mistake. A lot of learners say isen when you really should say sen, and then they don't say ichi man when you have to. So man and doesn't make sense for 10,000 yen. But anyway, if you want to say 10,000 things, the correct way would be ichimanko, right? Ichimanko. And I've heard someone say manko to mean 10,000 things, and if you've already learned a lot of rude words in Japanese, you know what that means. I actually hate this word. This is like the ugliest word for me. Chinko means dick. Manko is vagina. But a vagina isn't that bad. Although I really don't like the sound of it, but manko sounds more like the C word. Yeah, I really don't like it. When you really want to talk about that private area, we normally say asoko, asoko, which normally means over there. Asoko is a great way to say down there. So girls usually use the word asoko when they want to talk about the thing, and that can be used for both female and male part. Anyway, I really hate the word manko. It's so horrible. Like, please don't say it in public. I've heard tourists say this word like just for fun. It just sounds horrible. It's basically saying the C word in public. Please don't do it. Anyway, when you want to say 10,000 things, please make sure to add ichimanko. And next one is also pretty bad. I know using particles is hard in Japanese. I know the word order can be confusing at the beginning, but please don't make this following mistake. So when you want to say, what did you do? We want to say, nani o shimashita ka? Nani o shimashita ka? So shimashita is how we say did. Nani means what. So in Japanese, we always put the verb at the end, and if there is an object in the sentence, you want to use the o particle to indicate what the object is in the sentence. So when you want to say, I watch TV, you say, terebi o miru. Terebi o miru. But the common mistake is to put the particle in front of the noun. So sometimes I see this mistake, o terebi miru. It's actually probably because of the ni particle or the de particle. In English, when you want to say I go to work, you say I go first, then to work. You put the preposition to before the noun work, right? So a lot of learners say ni shigoto to mean to work, but this is wrong. You want to say shigoto ni and then the verb iku. Never say ni shigoto. From there, a lot of people put the o particle in front of noun as well. So I drink beer. You want to say biru o nomu. Biru o nomu. No, o biru nomu. If you end up saying o in front of nani, it sounds very bad. So nani o shimashita ka means what did you do, right? But if you say o nani shimashita ka? Onani shimashita ka? It sounds like did you masturbate? And this is another word that I don't like the sound of it. You could use masturbation in Japanese too. People don't really use it. People normally say onani. So you technically have to say onani, not onani. But still, it just sounds like did you masturbate or did you wank? Please make sure to put the particle after the noun that should be modified. So we already had very embarrassing mistakes that involve words dick and vagina. And now we move on to boobs. In Japanese, there are a few ways to say a lot. You can use the word takusan. Takusan. Like if you want to say I have lots of books, you want to say hon ga takusan aru. Hon ga takusan aru. Or takusan hon ga aru. Takusan hon ga aru. Takusan can be either in front of the noun, or you can also put it in front of a verb as well, like where you'd put the counter. So you could say like what you're counting, and then the particle that has to be used depending on the verb, and then takusan, and then the verb. Or if you want to say I ate a lot, you say takusan tabeta. Informally, takusan tabeta. Or takusan tabemashita. Takusan tabemashita. But there is another way to say a lot, which is ippai, ippai. The intonation for this word is very important too, because ippai is how we say one glass. Like that's how we count a glass of drink, a glass of beer. We say biiru ippai, biiru ippai. A cup of tea, ocha ippai, ocha ippai. If you say ocha ippai, then that means lots of tea. Ocha ippai. So for example, I could say ocha ippai nonda. Ocha ippai nonda. Then that means I drank lots of tea informally. Or formally, you change the verb nonda into nomimashita. Ocha o ippai nomimashita. Or ippai ocha o nomimashita. But people sometimes say oppai instead of ippai. And oppai means boobs. When you want to say breast, we say mune, which is fine. Like, just sounds like the word breast, mune. If you want to describe a girl with big breasts, but you know, don't want to say, oh, she's got big boobs. You just want to say, oh, she has big breast. You want to say, E-chan wa mune ga ookii. I don't know when you'd say that, but you can say that. But if you want to sound like, oh, she's got big boobs, you want to say, oppai dekai, oppai dekai. Dekai is how we say huge or humongous. Dekai is slang for big or huge, but it's not rude. Like if you're talking to your friends, you can definitely use it. Like kids say deka to mean like, wow, huge, deka, and that sounds more informal. The problem is oppai. I mean, oppai is kind of a funny word. Like I don't hate that word. Like I hate the word mango, but I don't hate the word oppai. Oppai kind of sounds cute actually. But still, you shouldn't just walk around Tokyo oppai, 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 because you know, it's just weird. Can you imagine me walking around New York like boobs, boobs? Like people be like, what's wrong with her? So when you want to say a lot, you want to say ippai, ippai. If you want to say a cup of, a glass of, we say ippai, ippai. And boobs, we say oppai, oppai. Yeah, so now some of you guys are thinking, oh, so if there are lots of boobs, yeah, you can say oppai, ippai. Well done. Alright, so girls have boobs, guys have balls, right? And this is another mistake that I've heard. When you want to say by chance, I found this by chance, or I saw that by chance, we use the word tamatama, tamatama. The intonation for this word is very important. Tamatama. Like if you found something by luck, by chance, you'd say tamatama mitsuketa. Tamatama mitsuketa. You could translate like I stumbled on something. Tamatama Pikachu no nuigurumi o mitsuketa. I found the Pikachu plush toy by chance. If you say tamatama someone ni atta, then you can translate like I bumped into someone. So like you didn't expect, but you did it. But if you change the intonation, tamatama, that is how you refer to testicles, balls, in a childish way. So yeah, kids often say tamatama, but tamatama is how we say by chance. So when you say I found it by chance, I stumbled on it, you say tamatama mitsuketa, tamatama mitsuketa. If you say tamatama mitsuketa, it means I found balls, like as in I found testicles. But adults or guys would say kintama to make it sound more like balls. Tamatama is pretty cute, but kintama is like, wow, it's like bollocks. You know the anime Gintama? It's such funny anime. You should really watch it if you like kind of rude jokes. The author specifically chose the title gintama to make it sound like kintama, testicles. Like gintama technically means silver soul, which sounds cool, but he knew what he was doing. Tama comes from tamashi, soul, but we don't say tama to mean soul anyway, so it's just so funny. And if you watch Naruto, Kakashi sensei does kancho, right? If you don't know what kancho is, just Google it, it's pretty funny. But basically you put a finger like this. I personally do this way. I guess you could do this way, but I personally use 4 fingers like this. And then basically shove the fingers into someone's bum. When we do kancho, we say kancho! And I used to do this a lot as a kid actually, like to my friends. So popular at school. It probably still is. It hurts quite a bit, but it's fun to do it. Anyway, when you're at the restaurant and you want to pay, you say, could I have the bill please? Or can I have the check, right? In Japan, normally once you finish eating, you can just stand up and walk to the cashier and that's where you pay. Normally you don't pay at the table, but in some restaurants you do pay at the table. In that case, we don't really do this. If you say bill, it just doesn't really make sense. It actually just sounds like beer. So they might bring you another beer when you actually just want to pay. So you just want to say, お勘定お願いします。お勘定お願いします。お勘定 is how we say the bill, like the paying process. You can also say お会計。お会計。お会計 is also a very common word, so you want to remember that. But お勘定 is also another way to say the bill. So can I have the bill please? You say お勘定お願いします。But if you end up saying お勘定, you say ちょ instead of じょ. Then yeah, it sounds like please put your fingers in my bum. So don't do it. Yeah, so お勘定お願いします. And the last one is very bad as well. So do you guys know how we say to wake up? To wake up, we say 起きる。起きる. So when you want to say please wake up, we normally say 起きて。起きて. Informally, right? But in Japanese, the verbs for to wake up and to wake someone up are different. To wake up, we say 起きる, right? But to wake someone up, we say someone を起こす。起こす。起こす. So if you watch a lot of anime, you probably have heard like, oh, my little sister woke me up. That character would say 妹が起こしてくれた。起こしてくれた. Woke me up. And yeah, 起こす is how we say to wake someone up. And 起こして is how we say please wake me up. 起こして。起こして. But if you say 起かして、you say か instead of こ, it means rape me. So it's really bad. Can also mean to violate. In a different context, yeah, it can just mean to violate. But if you're, for example, in bed already and say 起かして, it sounds like, hey, rape me. So yeah, don't do it. You really want to be careful. 起こして, wake me up. Be careful. Alright, so the last one was pretty tough. So let's end the video with something a bit more cute. So when you want to say carrot, we say 人参. 人参. So if you eat carrots, we say 人参を食べる. For example, rabbits eat carrots, right? So you can say うさぎは人参を食べる. うさぎは人参を食べる. So that's very cute. But there is a very similar word to 人参, which is 人間. 人間. And if you say うさぎは人間を食べる, then it's very scary. It can be a horror film. 人間 means humans. So うさぎは人間を食べる would mean rabbits eat humans. And they don't. So you want to say うさぎは人参を食べる. Alright, so I hope you won't make these mistakes after watching this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And I'm sorry if I offended any of you, but you should have just clicked off anyway. So anyway, if you have any funny story, please leave it in the comments. I'm sure you've made some kind of mistake in Japanese. Alright, thank you for watching. じゃあまたね。バイバイ。